Hey, what's going on everybody? The Seer here with our round 3 matchup for Cosmic Crucible. We have a rematch today against somebody named Breaker. I remember I played them a few weeks ago and it was a pretty close matchup, so this should be a good one for you. Now if you do end up liking this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's check out Breaker. Breaker is about 71 million TCP. So this is going to be about a 14 million punchdown for me. However, like I said before, he's a good player and we had a close matchup before, so we're not going to take the TCP into account on this one. We're just going to look at his defense, see what we have for offense, and hopefully we don't make any mistakes. We can at least finish 2-1 this week. So let's go ahead and check out his defenses. In Stage 1, they have the 4-piece X-Treme X-Men with Rogue. They don't have Cyclops in there, so that does change the matchup a little bit. Stage 2, they have the full Mercs for Money team with the G19 Old Man Logan. Stage 3 is the Hive Mind Super Skrull. Stage 4, they have the Spider Society. They took Spider-Man Noir out and put Dorm in. Stage 5, they have Apocalypse with the Darkhold team. And Stage 6, they have the Secret Defenders with Doom and Quicksilver. So there are some pretty interesting matchups that we're going to have today, so let's go ahead and get into this. For Stage 1, we're going to use the Superior 6, however, we'll be subbing in 2 members from the Sinister 6, Mysterio and Vulture. They make it to where this matchup becomes very easy. So for this matchup here, Vulture will be going first. We're going to target the Sunspot, and we're going to use the Special. That way we can try to slow down the Rogue. Goblin Classic is up. We're going to use the Ultimate on Gambit since he has Vulnerable on himself. And this is going to give a nice turn meter rewind to the X-Men team. Kraven is up. We're going to use the Special and target Forge. That way we can get a nice ability block on him. For Doc Ock's turn, we're going to use the Special to summon out the Shocker. And for Mysterio's turn, we're going to target the Rogue and use the Special. That way we can get the ability block on her as well. For Shocker's turn, we're going to use the Special so we can get offense up on everybody. And Vulture's going to use the Ultimate to do a nice turn meter rewind and take out the Sunspot. For Shocker's turn, we're going to target the Nightcrawler and use the Ultimate to do a turn meter rewind to the 3 characters there. Green Goblin Classic's going to use the Special to get rid of the Forge, and that does kill him. And for Kraven, we're going to use the Ultimate. That's going to do a nice AoE hit and takes one of the evades off of the Nightcrawler. Doc Ock's going to use the Ultimate to extend the negative effects, and that does take out the Gambit. Vulture takes care of Nightcrawler, and we have a very easy cleanup on the remaining Rogue. This particular team of the Sinister and Superior 6 turned out to be very good, so I do want to thank K-Dog again for bringing this team back to my attention, because I forgot how much I really liked this combination of the characters. For Stage 2, we're going to use the full Masters of Evil team against the full Mercs for Money team. As long as it's not a pre-taunt, this team usually can work, so let's get into this fight and see how this goes. So Titania will be going first in this matchup. We're going to target the Old Man Logan and use the Special. Kang is up next. We're just going to do the basic into the Old Man Logan, and that gets the triple tap on him. Ultron's up. We're going to use that Special, and that's going to do a nice turn meter rewind to the Old Man Logan. Here, we're actually going to use the Special into the Old Man Logan, and that does get rid of him. Now it's a very easy matchup. Titania, we're going to use the Ultimate to get the ability block on the Panda Pool, so we don't have to worry about his taunt when he does the Ultimate. Voltron's up, we're going to use that ultimate that does get the permakill on that Panda Pool. Absorb Man's going to use that special into the Deadpool. Now that Kang is up, we're going to target the Deathpool and use the ultimate. That gets the permakill on the Deadpool, and we get the extra ping on the Deathpool. Here the Dakin does end up going off on us, but that's perfectly fine because we pretty much have this match under control right now. Moonstone's going to do the ultimate into the Deathpool right there to get the stun on her. Ultron's going to use the basic. Titanium's going to kill the Deathpool with the special. Now it's all of our characters against that Dakin for a very easy cleanup. For stage 3, I wanted to do some experimental fights to see if I can find a different counter to go into the Hive Mind Super Skrull. So for this one here, I do mess up on this, but I still want to show it. We're going to use Apocalypse, Red Hulk, Doom, and then we end up bringing in Emma and Vulture. However, I mess up this fight right off the bat, and I'll let you know what happened. So the way I end up messing this up is I end up actually bringing Vulture in. I used that special on the Gwenon to try to put slow and flip some positive effects into negative effects, and that actually gave Super Skrull 2 turns back to back because the amount of buffs we have, plus putting the negative effects on the other side. Void Knight goes, does the ultimate, drops 2 of our characters, and that ends up speeding up the Hive Mind. So we're just going to back out and try a different team. So for this one here, we actually dropped Vulture, and I wanted to see how Nova would do into this one. Basically, I'm thinking I might be able to stun the Super Skrull and hopefully get ahead of the enemy team to where we can actually use the Apocalypse Ultimate to finish off the Super Skrull. Let's see what happens with this matchup. So the big mistake here is I don't actually get the speed boost. Void Knight's able to go first, drops our Emma Frost. Nova goes, I put the special into the Super Skrull, and I had a dumb moment in my head. You don't get the trauma stun outside of war, so I actually stunned myself. So obviously this counter did not work. I need to make sure I actually get the victory here, so we're going to just back out, and we're going to go in with the Cabal team. So what I'm going to go in with is going to be the Cabal with Zemo and Omega Red. Zemo's able to go fast, we're able to get that crit early. Omega Red's there to get a trauma ability block, plus turn meter rewind if we make it to his ultimate, and then the Cabal does what the Cabal does. So Zemo's going to go first here, and I do choose to use the special into the Super Skrull. I just wanted to try to make sure I did get a crit on him. The Void Knight's going to go next. He's going to use that ultimate to get ability block one of our characters, and he pulls all of our characters in together. Iron Patriot's going to target that Super Skrull and use the special. That does call the assist in on there. Namor's up. We're going to stay targeted on the Super Skrull and use the ultimate. That basically wipes the field, and the assist comes in to take care of the Super Skrull, and Omega Red is able to finish this off. This was very fast and efficient. I should have just done this right off the start. For stage 4, we're going to end up doing the Secret Defenders with Lizard into the Spider Society with Dorm. Black Cat should be able to remove those revived onces. Lizard usually goes fairly well into the Spider Society because of his speed and being able to strip the buffs. So Lizard will be going first here. We're going to use that ultimate to try to strip all the buffs off the Spider Society team and that Dorm. Penny was able to resist some of the positive effects being stripped off. Ms. Marvel Harlight's going to target the Pavitra and use the ultimate to do a turn meter rewind. The Black Cat, I end up doing the special into the Penny so I can get the trauma stun on her. The Ghost Rider Robbie, I end up doing the special to put that ability block on the Peter B. Parker. And Photon, I choose to go after the Ghost Spider and use the special so I can get a blind on that side of the field. Now here, the Ghost Spider does end up doing that ultimate to spread all those negative effects from the Ms. Marvel Heartlight. Spider-Man Pavitra ends up doing the ultimate and takes out our Photon due to an unlucky rebound chain. Ghost Rider Robbie ends up doing that ultimate to throw a lot of bleeds out on the other side of the field. Now for a Black Cat, I do end up staying targeted on the Peter B. Parker and I do the ultimate to take all those positive effects away. I want to make sure I at least got the Peter B. Parker out of the way, and now I want to try to take care of the Penny. So for Ms. Marvel Heartlight, I stay targeted on the Penny and I do the special. Penny unfortunately lived through all the bleeds. She goes into stealth, does the ultimate, and that does put the stun on the Ms. Marvel Heartlight. Ghost Rider Robbie, we end up doing the basic into that Penny because I really need to get her killed off. The Black Cat ended up doing the basic into the Penny. And the main reason I'm actually not going into that Ghost Spider is because she has an innate dodge, and I just didn't want to deal with the dodges of her ignoring all of our attacks. So we do end up getting the Penny killed off. Now I turn my attention over to the Ghost Spider. However, the Spider-Man Pavitra and the Ghost Spider ends up wiping us out. So we do need to come in with the cleanup on this one. For the cleanup on this, I'm just going to do a little bit of overkill. We're going to do the Eternals, Tangled Web, and Morgan Le Fay. So the Spider-Man Pavitra will be going first and does the basic. For 2099, we're going to use that ultimate targeted on the Spider-Man Pavitra. Our Spider Weaver is going to use the ultimate into the Spider-Man Pavitra, and that does end up taking him out. Morgan does the ultimate, and that's a very fast cleanup for us. For stage 5, we're going to use our own Apocalypse. We have Red Hulk, Kestrel, Ironman Infinity War, and Nova. So Nova's going to give us a nice control with the stun. Apocalypse is going to go fast and speed up our own Apocalypse. And our Apocalypse is going to shut down any of the safeguard they have on the other side. This should actually be a fairly quick matchup. So our Red Hulk's going to go first. We're going to use that special on the Strange Heartless. That's also going to remove the Revive Once from Heartless and the Morgan Le Fay while rewinding that Apocalypse. Our Apocalypse up next. We're going to target the enemy Apocalypse and use the ultimate. The ISO attack does end up stunning him. Now we're going to use the Falcon Punch on the Morgan Le Fay to get her killed off. Our Nova's up, we're going to use the special, and that does put the stun on the Wong, and that ping from Kestrel takes 1 life off of the Agatha. Our Kestrel's going to use the ultimate into the Wong. Our Ironman Infinity War is going to target the enemy Apocalypse and use the special. That's going to rebound between the Apocalypse and the Wong. Our Apocalypse is going to use the special into the enemy Apocalypse. That does take care of the Wong. And now our Red Hulk is able to take care of the enemy Apocalypse. Our Nova does the ultimate. Kestrel's going to do the special into the Agatha. And that ends up taking out the enemy Agatha. Like I said, this was a very fast, efficient matchup. For stage 6, we're going to use the full New Warriors team. This should be able to beat the Secret Defenders, Quicksilver, and do them fairly easy due to all the turn meter rewinds and the control that they bring to the table. Even though we're able to spread positive effects with the ultimates, we're still going to use that special from Gwenpool, and we're going to target the Black Cat. We're able to remove some of those positive effects, but the immunity did stay on there. Firestar's going to use the ultimate on the Dr. Doom to do the turn meter rewind to him. We're going to target that Doom and use the special from Deathpool to spread those bleeds over to the Robbie. Cloak is going to use that ultimate that does end up killing the Dr. Doom. Dagger is up. We're going to target the Quicksilver and use the ultimate. That did end up taking care of the Robbie, but we want to try to make sure we take care of this Quicksilver before he pops off on us. Here the Quicksilver does end up doing the special followed by the ultimate, so he did get his turn and he spread those positive effects over to the Black Cat. Black Cat's going to use the ultimate on our Cloak, and that did end up killing him. Scarlet Witch used the ultimate, and that still spread those positive effects over to the Black Cat. Our Gwenpool does the ultimate. Black Cat ends up doing the special to rebound back and forth between Dagger and Firestar, but we're still doing okay. Firestar does the special over to the Quicksilver. For Deathpool, we are stuck on the taunt on the Quicksilver, so we are going to use that permakill on him. Dagger ends up doing the special, and the counterattack from the Black Cat did end up taking her out. Deathpool, we're going to use that ultimate so we can try to get some charges back up on her. Firestar's going to use the ultimate on the Scarlet Witch, and that did take care of the Black Cat and the Scarlet Witch. So we are in a pretty good position right here. Deathpool does have her charges, we use that ultimate, and we are able to do the permakill on the Ms. Marvel Heartlight. So I did end up winning. I dropped 3 matches on this one. My opponent looks like they dropped 4 matches. So this was actually a pretty close one like I knew it would be. My opponent did end up getting a 48,551. I got a 48,963. So even if it went to efficiency, it looks like I would have been okay there. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what rooms end up tripping them up. For stage 1, that Sinister 6, Superior 6 combination team that I ended up using, that got me at 8362, so that was actually a very good efficiency score. For stage 2, the Masters of Evil into that full Mercs for Money team, that got me at 8358. So that wasn't that great of a score, but it was a nice one shot into that team, so I'll definitely take it. For stage 3, I was trying to find a combination of a team that doesn't involve the Cabal into the Super Skrull team. The 2 teams I tested out didn't work. I might experiment next week, we'll kind of see what happens from there, because this did almost cost me the matchup. However, the Cabal that I did end up using got me a 75-71, so if I didn't sack those 2, that would have been an 83-71, which is a really good score to that team. For stage 4, the Secret Defenders with Lizard almost worked into this, however the retaliates from Ghost Spider and Penny getting her ultimate off definitely hurt. Especially that Spider-Man Pavitra, when he did the rebound chain that just kind of devastated my team. As far as the score goes, this did get me a 79-55, so it was just a big efficiency sink overall, which is why Spider Society is such a problem. For stage 5, the team that I used into that Darkhold Apocalypse was actually really good. This ended up getting me a 83-64. For stage 6, the new warriors into that Secret Defenders, Quicksilver, Doom, I did end up losing 2 characters, so that definitely hurt my health bonus. The turn bonus wasn't too terrible though. Overall, this got me at 83-53. For stage 1, on my defense, my opponent ended up using the Pegasus team into my Infinity Watch. This got them at 83-63, which isn't terrible for a score going into that Infinity Watch. For stage 2, my opponent ended up using the Cabal with Emma and Mr. Negative, which is a pretty interesting 5th on there. This ended up getting them at 83-68, so that's actually a pretty good efficiency score as well. For stage 3, my opponent looks like they had some issues with my X-Treme X-Men and Dorm, which is pretty awesome considering Gambit's not there. They initially went in with the Alpha Flight team, looks like, to burn it, and then from there they used Masters of Evil, which almost failed. This got them a 79-37, so it really hurt their efficiency too. For stage 4, I get another defensive win here. They initially went in with a burn attack, so that way they can get rid of the Black Knight Retaliates. From there they went in with an interesting mix of Tangled Web, Nova, and Vol. That did end up winning, and this got them a 79-53. For stage 5, it looks like my opponent also struggled with that Hive Mind Super Skrull. They did a burn attack with the Infinity Watch, followed by a Bifrost with another kind of mixed match of characters. They were able to get it cleared out by using the Out of Time team. As far as the efficiency goes, they got a 75-61. And for stage 6, they used the full Superior 6 team into my Spider Society with Quicksilver. This got them at 83-69, so that's a pretty good efficiency score there. Overall, this wasn't the cleanest win that I ended up having because of that stage 3 where I was trying to experiment a little bit with that Hive Mind Super Skrull team. If you have any combos of characters that you use to help deal with that Hive Mind Super Skrull without using Cabal, I'm pretty open to any ideas and I'm happy to test them out. Just feel free to put those in the comments below. I really did enjoy this matchup though with Breaker. He had a pretty interesting defense of characters on there and he still had quite a bit for offense as well. I do feel that this matchup was a lot closer than I made it out look to be, so thank you for that matchup, Breaker. If you all did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to that channel as we are pushing for that 1,000 subs. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.